For my next guest, I have this guy, a very special person in my eyes, one of the few people that I consider as a friend. For the many times that I've had things going on, is someone that I can call and just have a conversation, just random stuff, just general things in life. But what I do know about this guy is that I don't know anything about this guy. It's very little that I do know. I know that he's into graffiti, I know that he's into tattooing and stuff like that, but I don't actually know much else about him. Now, the last few days I've been phoning a lot of people and it seems like no one knows about him. But what they do know is that every year, once a year, they go to his house for a barbecue, which is in dedication to like the culture, and he's inviting people in. And to me, like in the time when I've given up on a lot of people because of the lies, the deceit, the fraudulent behavior that goes on, this guy reinforces my faith in humanity. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Colt45.
Hi. Cheers, Blade.
and that's literally what happens. Interview done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your early days, your background?
Right. So I started off doing robotics. Like pretty much. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
I can't do none of it.
Yeah, I started off doing robotics, and then it progressed on to breakdancing.
So can you do any robotics now on the camera? Just like anything quick. Come on, give us a show. Still got it. Still got it.
Oh man, you've done me.
Bro, you done yourself. You didn't have to do it.
Oh dear. Yeah, so I started off doing, as I said, robotics. Then it progressed on to breakdancing. Then I discovered graffiti, and I'd say that that is the one thing that probably grabbed me the most. Do you know?
And that's kind of progressed into what you do now, which we'll talk about later as well.
Yeah.
So what year was it that you feel that graffiti really got you?
It was pretty much the year, probably just before Subway Art came out.
So 82.
Yeah,
81,
probably
82.
83. Yeah, about 83.
Okay.
And started off bombing. I think that was the first thing. And I'd probably had 2 names before I got to the name Colt.
Okay.
And then one day I thought, do you know what? I need a name that's got
bang to it. So you went for a gun.
No, I'm going to explain to you about this. It's quite mad because what happened was I was looking for a name and I wanted a name with a number because if I couldn't put my name up quick enough, I could just put the number up and everyone knows it's the same person. So what happened was I got a friend called Crash who he had 3 names that he had were kind of like aliases. He was thinking about aliases. So I can't remember what the last name was, but one was Colt45 and the other one was Mag44. So my mate took the Mag44. I thought, yeah, Colt45 sounds good. It's a short name. I could just put 45 up and that's it, it's done. And then pretty much that was it. That was literally the start of Colt45.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about Mr. Cooper?
He was he was a music teacher, and basically he opened up his class to everyone that was involved in music and art. And literally he bought lino, he bought he bought a boom box. He kind of catered for everyone at the school that was interested in music and performance. Okay, so he understood what the youth was about. Oh, definitely, without a doubt. I would say he's influenced a lot of people, like musically and art form-wise. When we were young and we were doing what we were doing with the hip-hop scene, a lot of the elders didn't really get what we were about. Yeah. And I remember like where police were turning up at jams and basically trying to shut jams down and all kinds of stuff. And to find someone that's from the older generation, and even more so that he's your teacher and he gets what you're doing, what do you think he saw that the other elders weren't seeing? I don't really know, to be quite honest. I mean, I'd love to speak to him now. To me, he kind of defied everything. Do you know what I'm saying? He wasn't like a normal teacher. As I said, there was 3 teachers at our school that were respected, and as I said, he was one of them. And no one gave him any grief or any crap. And I think even to the point where kids would stick up for him and go, "Nah, leave him." He was that respected.
So he just connected with everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
Where did you actually grow up?
I grew up in Streatham.
Okay, so what was your connection with Ken?
When I started to go Covent Garden, I met up with quite a few guys there from Kent.
So is that where you met someone like Mr. Dexter?
No, I didn't meet Dexter from there. No, I met Dexter from Covent Garden. What happened was, it was quite a mad story as it goes. Right, so a guy called MC Can, I met up with him and Dexter, and a guy called Harry T, who's now who breaks with Scam. He's part of the Foundations crew. So I met them guys up Covent Garden, and we just gelled. From then onwards, I ended up being part of D to the K with Dexter and Jim. But at the same time, I thought, do you know what, I need to branch off. I thought, do you know what, it'd be nice for me to meet an MC. So MC Can introduced me to Nihal.
Yeah, wicked MC.
Yeah, and then we formed a group called AKA.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then we moved on from AKA to Muddy Funksters. And that's how that kind of come about.
That's mental that you're mentioning all those names, because I know all of those names.
Yeah.
But I never knew you were involved.
Yeah, it's mad.
And it's only when you started speaking to me on the phone and telling me about that, and I'm like, wow, you were there, because I know Can, I know
you know you know Howard as well.
I know pretty much everybody there.
Yeah,
they were all using the same studio, Cold Storage.
So
with the whole
Cold Storage was pretty much like the hub of everything. And it just splintered off. Yeah.
So and obviously, were you involved in that record that D to the K made, where it was like about 100 different breaks and That
week there was crazy. Like, we was all in the studio, and I was part of Positive Clan, which is Dexter, MC Can. There were so many different artists running around the studio, and we was all kind of figuring out, right, who's going to do their verses, whatever, blah 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 blah. Who was going to do the next track? Dexter and No Sleep Nigel was just heavily involved, trying to get everyone organised and everything, and it was mad. It was just like, we just took it for granted. It was like, okay, it's going to be a record. Oh, cool, excellent, cool. That was it.
And you didn't realise the impact that what you were doing was going to have.
No, I'll be honest with you. I've never really, in general, I'm like that anyway. Do you know what I mean? So if I do something, it's like, okay, cool, that's it.
Okay, so earlier on I was saying something about how people perceive you as this serious guy. I take it all back. Because you obviously didn't care.
But just, when you were younger back then, I was just like carefree. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, when I was doing my graffiti, I was just carefree. When we was DJing and mucking around, it was just carefree. We just loved just doing what we done.
So where did you kind of go, okay, enough of the music for now, and I'm going to focus on the graffiti, because I can see this turning into something that is going to provide?
It went from, as I said, it went from the dancing, then it went to the graffiti, and then in between this sort of like graffiti, I was mucking around at Dexter's house, just cutting up breaks and stuff like that. And when I started doing a bit of DJing, then I'd say one of my biggest influences, like making music-wise, was Dexter, without a doubt. Very talented guy, very underrated, one of the most funniest, nicest guys you come across. Absolutely, that guy's not changed from the day I've met him. Do you know what I'm saying? He's a joker, but what a talent. Even to this day, when I speak to him on the phone, there's things he comes out, I'm like, I didn't know you done that.
It's shocking.
He's done loads, seriously.
Yeah. Your little visits to Covent.
Yes.
I'm amazed that we were there at the same time, but like you, I had my circle of friends that I used to move with.
No, I see you up there.
That's what I'm saying. You keep saying that, and I don't remember it.
As I said, it's quite mad since meeting more people of nowadays, and it's a bit different, because at Covent Garden it was more of a validation situation. You had to be brought into certain circles, because it was like that. Yeah, it was cliquey. It was very cliquey. It was two different groups, and you're right. It was very cliquey. So you had to be kind of half validated to kind of to talk to certain people or to mingle. Whereas nowadays, like someone can come up to you and you'd be like, oh, right, cool. Oh,
yeah, we've grown up.
Yeah, exactly.
There are people out there who basically understood that Covent might have been sort of the mecca of UK hip hop.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there was people in Nottingham and Derby and
of course, all over the country.
Stuff that,
exactly.
You know,
in their own little town or their big towns, and they were doing stuff as well.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes the people in Covent shut them out, like they didn't exist when they did. I mean, some of the best breakers came out of Nottingham.
Oh, definitely, yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt, yeah. And Manchester, you know, everyone's got their own kind of area and their own kind of unsung hero in their area as well.
You know, it was great that we were there.
Yeah,
but life exists outside of there.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think for a lot of people, I think Covent gave a backbone or a platform to go on and be creative and do other things in life as well.
Well, look at and there's people that have come out and they're acting in soaps and you know what I mean. They're doing what do you call it, choreography.
That's right.
All kinds of stuff.
That's what I'm saying. You know, a lot of talented people have come out of Covent and they've gone on to done really good things as well. But yeah, it's been amazing when I think about some of the guys that I know and what they've gone on to achieve. It's great. Yeah. You know.
So let's move on to. You know, your barbecues.
Yeah.
Right, because like you've been telling me for like 10, 15 years, come, why the barbecue? Why, you know, what made you think I want to do this? I mean, you're inviting strangers to your house. I mean, when I say strangers, these are people that you may have known 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But you haven't spoken to them for 15, 20 years.
Right. So when I moved in there, I remember going into my garden and looking, thinking, do you know what, I'm going to have a barbecue. And this is going to be just pure hip-hop, old school. And I was thinking, if I can get hold of some of the guys that we used to go around with and we used to go Covent Garden with or knockabout with, blah, 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 just have a wicked barbecue, music you don't really get to hear, and just chat about stuff that we used to get up to and stuff like that. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to put a barbecue on. So I remember telling it to Dex, and Dex was going, yeah, that's a good idea. And I went, do you know what, you gather some people up, and we just kind of went to a few different people and just got them to splinter off and get hold of people's numbers and stuff like that. And they went, yeah, you know, Colt's going to have a barbecue, you know, it's pure hip-hop, old school. And everyone was like, yeah, that sounds mad. Yeah, definitely. And then the first one happened. Like, literally, I was absolutely buzzing. I was like, this is absolutely crazy. I was just looking around just thinking, people I haven't seen up until that point, probably about 10, 12, maybe 15 years I haven't seen. We're all just like in the garden, just eating food, just listening to music. Everyone was buzzing because everyone was just there. And it was like, oh my God, I haven't seen you for years and blah, 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 blah. And it was just mad. So I remember the next day thinking, that was wicked. I've got to do that again. And then it kind of just went on from there. And as I said, each year it just grew because then a few people go, yeah, I went up to Colt's. Yeah, the barbecue, it was just wicked. It was old school hip hop. Yeah, bro. Yeah, you got to come. And then it just kind of went on from then. And as I said, the social networking got bigger then. So Facebook got bigger. Everyone started adding everyone. And then it wasn't really up until, I'd say, probably about the fifth or the sixth one that I decided to make a page up. And then, as I said, it just kind of went on from there.
When I went there, what I was amazed at is like my memory of Covent was the clickiness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I went there and it's like everybody that was clicky was just now the friendliest people that you could meet. You brought people together in a way that I think back in the days as youth, it just wasn't possible because of egos and everything. Not. And when I got there, the egos were all gone. And to me, I don't feel it's necessarily down to everybody else. I think it's down to what you did. So this is the reason why when I said in the introduction about you having a big heart, that's what I mean, because everyone I speak to is always talking highly of you. And, you know, the only person that I know that doesn't like you is you. Do you know what I mean?
For me personally, what I get out of this, and I do this every single year, I look down the alley and I just
hope the police aren't there.
No, never that. I look down the alley and I kind of look at everyone just kind of doing their thing, enjoying, drinking, eating and whatever, and I smile.
You know what? It's funny you say that because I saw that, and I saw that you were happy. Whatever you're doing with your barbecue, it's almost like a healing process. Keep doing it, bro, because like a lot of people enjoy it.
That's the beauty. What I love about the barbecue.
It's great. And moving on from the barbecue and going to obviously your graph side of things, that's evolved.
Yeah.
You want to tell us how that's evolved?
As I said, I started graph when I was young. I kind of kept it kind of flowing. I stopped doing the illegal side of graph.
Sell out?
Trains and stuff like that.
Sell out?
No, sell out. And then I started to do quite a lot of commissions. I remember thinking, I need to get into something that not only am I making some money out and making a living off, but something that I enjoy as well. And something that's, you know, that I can relate to. So I set up my own tattoo shop.
How many have you got? Just the one?
I had two. I closed one last year and kept the main one. And literally brought everything all onto that particular shop there, yeah.
Do you want to promote your business here if anyone wants tattoos?
Right, okay, well, you know, I've got a tattoo shop in Essex, a place called Harlow. It's called Custom Ink. We do everything from laser removal, body piercing, tattoos, cover-ups, you name it. We can do it, we can do it. That's it. There it is there.
Shameless promotion.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so just to wrap everything up now, obviously you were involved in the production side of things as well, like you mentioned with D to the K and everybody else.
That's correct, yeah.
So what is in the pipeline for you now in the future? Are you going to carry on with the tattoos?
Well, in between kind of like the graffiti, in between that and the tattoo shop, I got heavily into music. So
you're back on the production now?
Yes, I am now,
okay.
yes. More for, as I said, more now for more of a hobby, more than anything else. Don't get me wrong, if something comes out of it, that's fine, but I love music.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, putting something together from nothing, from maybe a small idea, and then literally expanding that idea and making it into something
bigger,
that somebody could listen to and go, do you know what, that's cool. Yeah.
But yeah, so let's wrap this up. Is there anything else that you want to tell anybody? I
really appreciate this interview. It's really good. It's been wicked just sitting there, just chatting about stuff.
And I feel I know a little bit more about you now.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
So you're not this mysterious guy that I thought.
That makes two of us.
Jesus. Yeah, you know.
That makes two of us,
I mean, the thing is, you're so mysterious that I wonder if you ever tell yourself who you are. Do you know what I mean? It's that mysterious.
I'm not that bad.
No, you're not. But anyway, so yeah, I just want to thank Colt45 for being here for the interview, for the sofa chat, the 521, the second ever.
Yep.
And yeah, just basically this guy, you know, he's one of my go-to guys when I need to talk to somebody about just normal stuff. And like I said, he's got a massive heart of gold. And, you know, for anyone that's from the old school that knows him, that wants to turn up at his barbecues and stuff, just keep your ears open, keep your eyes open, because it gets announced. Be there. The vibe is amazing.
Don't miss out.
Yeah, don't miss out. But also, make sure that you check out his tattoo stuff, because the guy is incredible. Like, you know, he's basically your go-to guy. All right? So, again, thanks a lot, Colt, for being here.
Thank you, Blade, for having me.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it too. Thank you, guys.
Wicked.